Captain America throws his mighty shield. All those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. If he's led to a fight and a duel is due, then the red and the white and the blue will come through when Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This video is going to be my 50 favorite, greatest comic books in my collection. It's probably going to be more than 50 because it's kind of like asking somebody to pick their favorite child. Most people who have been subscribed to me long enough will probably know most of these, and some you may not know. But most of my collection is going to consist of obviously Captain America books, Jack Kirby books, and Bronze Age books. Those are by far my favorite types of books to collect. So I'm going to have a little bit of each. So now I get some favorite covers and stuff in there, but I'll try to get through this fast. I won't go into a lot of books, but we'll start. I got them kind of broken up into piles already, so I kind of make them quickly. This is a relatively new book of mine that I've got, and since the Brubaker run of Captain America, which I loved, and the art by Steve Epting, I did some research on just a lot of Steve Epting books, because I didn't really know much about him before Captain America. And I found this 4-part miniseries that he just did the covers for, and this is an awesome cover. Haven't had a chance to read this 4-part miniseries by The Vision, but this cover, love it. Just got this year. Great cover. One of my favorite covers of all time, and great run, great series. And it's Justice Society #1. Just love that cover. All the characters on there. Another one just for the cover. It's Marvel 2-in-1 '86 Thing. Sandman there sitting in the bar having a beer. Great cover. And another great story. I see they're doing they have a new this for Secret Wars, but I haven't picked it up. It's part 1 and part 2 of the Hulk Future Imperfect. Great story. I've seen a lot of this on YouTube over the years, but I finally got to pick that up and read it. Great story. And then just obviously just some stuff for the characters and obviously for the stories. All-Star Squadron #1. Great stuff there. Another character that I've really been getting into a little bit lately is Blue Devil. Blue Devil #1. And obviously this is Jack Kirby. This is for two reasons. One for Jack Kirby. 3 reasons. Jack Kirby. It's great. It's great art, obviously, and I got that from Schmo Daddy. So of course, it's one of my favorites. Got it from Schmo Daddy himself. So Silver Star #1. And this came out obviously within the past few years, and I've got full run of the volumes 1 and 2, and I'm kicking myself for not getting the latest run of this, but it's New Avengers #1, the very first issue of New Avengers. Love that cover, love the story. And this is a relatively new one. For some reason, I have to go back and read issue 8, and we're stopped at. But I love the story. The art is awesome in this book, and I don't know too many people have actually picked this up, but it's Mercenary Sea by Image. It's just recently come out the last couple of years, and stopped at issue 8. It hasn't come out for a while. I don't know why. I might have missed something when I read number 8, but hopefully they'll get going with this again. It was really good. And it's another relatively new book, 4-part miniseries, and I love this book just because this is one of the first books I actually read with my son. It's really a 4-part miniseries. I don't know if the 4th one ever came out. I never got it, but this is A Piggy's Tale: The Adventures of a Three-Legged Super Pup. But that's really good. Obviously, we have a lot of rescue dogs, and this kind of deals with a dog who lost his leg and rescued. But me and my son love it, so that's definitely my top. And this is another book. Obviously, I'm always familiar with the artist Mike Grell, but not so much this series until the last couple of years. John Sable, Freelance, really good. I've read the first one. I got a bunch of other sporadic ones, but really good story in that one. And these are just, I'm going to kind of clump them together as one issue, even though there are 3 issues. The adaptation of the movie Dune, 1, 2, and 3. And what's cool about this book is when I was in 7th grade, I actually got to use this as a book report. So that's always going to be one of my favorites. And I don't hear too many people talk about this, but issues 1 through 4 miniseries of Aquaman. I just loved blue's my favorite color, so obviously I love the blue outfit. Not too many people have heard of it, but or like it, but I do. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know I'll go through this really quick, but love that miniseries. So, yeah, love the blue costume. I had that in my collection for a while, and also this one. Some people showed this, but I've had this in my collection for a long time. I've read it. I wish it was in better. Wish I kept better shape of it, but Rocket Raccoon #1. Love that. And then on to some other good stuff. Obviously, what's a childhood growing up in the 70s and 80s without the Super Friends? The Super Friends #2 there. Love that cover. And then what got me into comics was obviously besides Captain America was my parents had got me the J.C. Penney's comic book collector's kit. It had box, had books in it, had little price guides and bags and stuff. And one of the books in there was this book, and I love this book, Karate Kid #1. I love the whole character. I love the whole run. Love the whole story about him. So there's #1. And then not too long ago, I actually picked up his first appearance in a beat-up copy of Adventure Comics #346. So I love that. Another book that was with that J.C. Penney's was Steel #2. Awesome character, awesome run. I think there was like 5 or 6 issues of that. There's #1. So I love that. Obviously, a lot of people are showing this book, but it's a great book. Shazam #1. No explanation needed on there. And then I was after Super Friends, and the whole Superpowers cartoon came out, and one of my favorite characters from that show was Firestorm. So obviously we got Firestorm #1. Awesome. And then I have second volume of Firestorm #1. Definitely love that character. And then another character that I've recently been getting into, really interesting character. I want to pick up this whole series, and he's got a few minis, but it's Ragman #1. And this book I love this cover, Joe Kubert cover, and obviously it's one of my favorite books because I didn't pay for it. It was free from a good friend, Mr. Tony Wine on Art. Justice Inc. #1. Love that book. And I know a lot of people hate this character, but you know what? Since 1986, I've always liked him. Just because when I was collecting, I mean, obviously you always have established characters, and when you see something new, I had to jump on it. And it's 25 issues, 26 issues. Could not wait for these books to come out every month. But Booster Gold #1. I'm sorry. I like it. I've always liked him. I know he's an ass, and a lot of people don't like him, but I like it. Just because it was something new at the time. So I wanted to read something, obviously #1 issue, and I got them all. So I love that. And then this little stack here, obviously some good Bronze Age stuff. This is one book. I remember the first time I seen it, I had to have it. I had to have it, and obviously growing up, there was no too many shops around here that sold back issues. So, and I was never really into ordering things or eBay and stuff like that. I got some stuff on eBay, but not a lot. But when I finally found this, I had to have it. Marvel Premiere #50. That's Alice Cooper on it. Just love the cover. It's awesome. Good stuff. And this is what I had in my collection because obviously, whoever knows me, my favorite band is Iron Maiden. And the classic album cover, Number of the Beast, was inspired by this cover of Doctor Strange, issue number 183. So if you know the cover of the Number of the Beast, and you see this cover, you'll understand why. Awesome stuff. Another great series in the Bronze Age, Champions #1. Love that. Beware the Claws of the Cat #1. A lot of people showed this book. It's got some water damage on it, but I only paid $1 for it. Miss Marvel #1. Inhumans #1. A lot of people showed this book off. Nova #1. That's another one I love the story. Love the whole concept behind it. This is Supervillain Team Up #1. Love that. And I think a few people showed this. Contest of Champions. 1, 2, and 3. Great stuff. So, what else wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't show off some good Jack Kirby stuff? So we'll just run down these. Actually, I'm going to try to get these really quick. I don't want to bore you. A lot of these books I've already shown a bunch of times. But Black Panther #1. Great stuff. 2001: A Space Odyssey #1. One of my favorites. Devil Dinosaur #1. Machine Man #1. And the great series, The Eternals #1. And a couple books I picked up, I said recently. A lot of these I picked up within the last few years. Things I've kind of always wanted, just never want to spend the money on them. Marvel Premiere #15. And love this cover. Love this cover. Iron Fist #12. For obvious reasons. And then I think everybody on YouTube has this in their collection by now. I definitely need to upgrade my copy, but I wanted at least one of them. Commandy #1. OMAC #1. That's good stuff there in that one. Love this cover. Love the story. Mr. Miracle #1. Well, this one I always have the first 3, 4, 5, and 6 are always kind of hard for me to find. That's Sandman #1. The New Gods #1. Probably my favorite Jack Kirby cover, one of my favorite covers of all time. Demon #1. So that's all the good stuff so far. And now what would be a video without me showing Captain America books? I could have probably easily did a whole 50 books just like Captain America books. But I picked out a nice little stack here. Obviously, I gotta show off where it all started. And I show this many times. It's $2.98 and $2.99. One of the first 2 books I ever bought in my entire life. Actually, these were the first 2 I bought in my entire life. This along with Conan 164. They were the first 3 that I bought right off the rack. But they said it took me $2.98, $2.99. Bought these when they came out. '84. It took me like 20 years to find number 300. So I have them all newsstand except for number 300. I don't have a newsstand copy of 300. So yeah, great books, great story. And then just around the corner of that was my first introduction to this character, and he's probably one of my favorite villains of all time, and that's Batroc. Issue number 303. This is the machete down there and that stuff. I always like the carries. It's kind of like this, got the French accent, a little smart ass, but love that story, love that book. And then I'm going to count these as 3. 318, 319, and 320 with the Scourge. Great story. Definitely recommend picking the story lineup. It's great stuff. Same thing happened along with this. 218, 219 are nice good newsstand copies. And 320, another one, took me like 20 years to get this one. So I never actually got to read the story until like 20 years later. But great story. This little 3-parter. Very fine. Let's definitely pick them up. And I know this is a pretty popular one. Captain America No More. 332. Love that cover. Love that story. And then obviously people love this for the cover, and rightfully so. Captain America Annual number 8. The first time I saw this, I was like, holy shit. That cover is freaking amazing. Love that. And then when I bought this at the time, it was probably the most expensive I ever paid for a comic book, and the shop was going out of business. They had a half off sale. I think it was originally like $55 or something like that, and got it half off. So Captain America 109. At the time, when my girlfriend, now my wife now, thought I was nuts paying that much for a comic book, but she'll spend $100 on a purse. Go figure. But yeah, Captain America 109. Love it. And these are a little beat up on these, but I won't upgrade them because I don't want to pay the money for them. But they're faded, but I don't care. 58, 59, and 63. I'm still trying to finish my whole Tales of Spencer run there, but I got the good ones, I think. Like I said, you can see its cover's severely faded, but it's mine. I love it. And this is one I love, not just because of the first appearance or what issue it is. Issue 117. I can pretty much say, if it wasn't for Mr. Tom Hibbs Collectibles, I probably may not be finished with my run of Captain America, because he sent this to me. If he didn't send it to me, I don't know if I'd pay the money to get this book, and if I did pay it, it'd be very, very low grade. So I'm so grateful, and I still owe him for sending me this, even though he says I don't owe him anything. But yeah, I do. So thanks, Tom. And before this volume came out, Captain America got really kind of stale for me. I mean, I was still buying it, but obviously after 9/11 and all the terrorist stuff, I didn't like the way the writing of Captain America was going, until Mr. Ed Brubaker came along and changed everything for not just me, but for a lot of people. So a lot of people love this run. Great stuff. And in this book, I mean, obviously for what it is, it's great. But the reason I love it so much is because my wife bought it for me. Captain America 100. She got me for Christmas quite a few years ago. I think she paid $75 at the time. Which, when she told me, I was like, buy it. She told me the price. I'm like, I don't care what it is, buy it. That's what you want to buy me for Christmas, buy it. So, love her for that. Great stuff, obviously. And I'm sure people can figure out what my favorite book is. And it's this one, but it's not this one. It's this one. It's my coverless copy of this book. Obviously, this is the very first comic book I ever had. I've read this many times. I drew pictures of it in it. I love the open centerfold of it. The movie 1941. I think I drew bananas. I don't know. I was practicing my drawing bananas. I guess I drew bananas in the centerfold. But if this house would burn down around me, this is the only book I'd want right here. So yes, that's it. Those are my top 50-ish books in my collection. I wasn't tagged per se. Mr. 87 Boba Fett kind of took care of that and covered everybody. Like he said, he doesn't want anybody to get excluded. And a lot of these things, people just pick the more popular people, and obviously they're friends and people who they're close with. So, and that's fine. I like kind of being under the radar, nobody tagging me in these things. I don't feel no pressure. I'm actually having to do it. I can do it kind of when I want to and have time to think about it. So, like I said, I'm not going to tag anybody. I'm probably way in the low end of this kind of tag running its course. So if anybody sees this who hasn't done it, please do it. And like A$AP Boba Fett said, if you do it, kind of send me a message. Let me know if you did it so I can take a look at it. So that's all for now. We'll see you next one. Thanks.